I originally started out creating my woodland style art with ink and paper, eventually upgrading to acrylics, but for the past 7 or 8 years now I've been working strictly digitally for the most part, and it's really taken me a lot further than any pen and paper can. Sagoli, hello, my name is Deha Jistahawi, and I am a digital illustrator and a woodland style artist. I started doing artwork in elementary school. I was doing more artwork than schoolwork most of the time. And then from there, I think at the age of 14, I created my first woodland style piece, kind of by accident. I sold it on Facebook for $100, I think, and that kind of motivated me to stay with that style, so I started developing my own. A lot of folks, they've probably seen woodland style art, especially if you're from Canada. It's built up with vibrant colors, bold black lines. Everything seems to be side profiled for the most part. It's described as a contemporary style of artwork, but it has a lot of deep roots, and its origins come from Anishinaabe culture. It's a means for me to tell my own story and my perspective as a Anishinaabe and Onondaga man growing up in this colonial society, trying to navigate it the best way I can, and just telling stories of the things I've seen along the way. The 3 pieces that I created for Scotiabank cover 3 different subjects. So the first one's music, the second one is basketball, and the third one is hockey. 7-year-old me doing doodles on schoolwork, never would have thought I'd be here doing artwork for something like the Scotiabank Arena. At the same time, I think it's really awesome that everyday folks are going to be exposed to Indigenous art. A lot of my inspiration nowadays comes from living off-grid here up in Christian Island, or what we call Chimnasing. It's been a huge change of perspective for me. For most of my life I grew up in the city, and I think that brought a lot of unique perspectives as a young Indigenous man. But right now, living on the land and doing things like growing my own food, canning my own food, going out to the woods and collecting medicines and things like that, it's shown me how important taking care of the land is and how much all of that's in danger right now. How I choose to illustrate that in my artwork is there's a common element, which is lines connecting different, whether they're animals or plants or people, they're all connecting within my artwork. Technology and digital art has been the reason why I'm here today, honestly, in terms of being an artist. Before I discovered digital art and using an iPad and all that, before that I was just doing ink on paper or acrylics and things like that. And being a younger guy at the time, not really having that good of a job, I could only afford so many art supplies before, I kind of got stuck and ran out of money. But one year, I think I was 16 or 17 about, I saved up enough money, I had a pretty good summer job, and I ended up buying an iPad Pro and an Apple Pencil. And from there I realized I had like unlimited canvases and all the colors of the rainbow and all the kinds of brushes I'd ever need just sitting there right on that iPad. And nowadays, 90% of what I do is just digital. Creating in a digital art software, for me at least, it's basically the same process as creating on a piece of paper. Technology certainly influences my approach. It gives me so many more possibilities. For example, if I were to be working in a physical medium, I would kind of be a little iffy about experimenting because I'd be worried about wasting money or anything like that. But being able to play around with digital, the only thing you're really wasting is time.